The party comes across a keep in the Shadowfell and hopes to make it inside to find shelter from the cold. Dead brambles and rotten fruit adorn the cobblestone pathway to the door. They approach the portcullis and see that there's a large hole in it, potentially from someone who's tried to break in. They sneak in through the gap and find that the other side of the door is laced with scratch marks. The room is barren except for some rotten food in barrels, a mess of loose papers, and a spiral staircase leading up. Among the scattered scrolls, the party's wizard finds drawings of giants going through a portal and emerging to a black abyss. The figures in the drawings are then seen kneeling before a giant raven. The party's wizard does not recognize the writing on the notes, and so begins ritual casting comprehend languages. After around a minute or so, the party hears a woman's voice crying out, "Help! Help me!" coming from up the stairs, so the party gather their weapons and head upstairs. The party rounds the corner and finds only a female giant, standing facing away from them. She bangs her staff on the ground and a neon purple stream of light emits from her scythe. She turns to the party and teleports away, leaving a shadowy skull behind, which descends upon the party. They roll wisdom saves to avoid being frightened. Then they have to deal with the purple-skinned monster. So today's video is on the Death Giants. First off, what does Bigsby tell us? Well, ages ago, a percussion of cloud giants, that's the collective noun for giants, I had to look that up, traveled to the Shadowfell in search of a way to preserve their dying empire. In their desperation, they made a bet with the Raven Queen. Memories and accounts of this meeting are varied. Some say that the cloud giant collapsed from exhaustion after the Raven Queen answered every riddle they could think of. Others say that the Raven Queen kept winning increasingly improbable wagers. Either way, the cloud giants lost their wager, and so the Shadowfell became their eternal home. The lost wager meant that they almost begrudgingly served the Raven Queen for the rest of eternity. Over time, the Shadowfell warped the cloud giants, making them shrivel and take on a purple hue. They are what we now know as Death Giants. Now, what about stats? Well, stats-wise, the Death Giants are similar to their Cloud Giant ancestors, with some differences. They have a higher dex at +2 versus the +0 of a normal Cloud Giant. They're more intelligent, with a +4 modifier as opposed to Cloud Giants +1. The Death Giant are also more dexterous, with a +2 over the Cloud Giants +0. And the Death Giant is less tanky than Cloud Giants by 28 HP, but harder to hit with an AC of 18 compared to the Cloud Giants 14. The attack of a Death Giant does the same amount of slashing damage as the Cloud Giant's Morning Star, but it also does an additional 22 necrotic damage from its scythe. The Death Giant possesses a ranged spell attack called a Soul Bolt, which can use twice as one action, which deals an average of 52 necrotic damage total when it hits. The Death Giant also possesses a frightening teleport, which causes creatures who are within 10 feet of it to make a DC 16 wisdom save or gain the frightened condition. So in conclusion, the Death Giant has an interesting origin story, which isn't really translated that well into flavorful mechanics. There's no true sight, not even dark vision. How does a creature from the Shadowfell not have dark vision? The Death Giant and the Death Giant Shrouded One, in my opinion, should have been one monster. How can a creature so imbued with dark magic and serves the Raven Queen not have any spells? Overall, though, I would say this is a flavorful encounter that any DM could use. The creature could be, say, a mini-boss in a Shadowfell campaign. I feel like mechanically this monster lacks the crunch needed for an actual final boss monster, although aesthetically it's gorgeous, and the lore inspires me to design a keep with the tale of the fall to darkness of the cloud giants, like in paintings and in scrolls, and the party over time starts to piece together the story. A once powerful race doomed to be subservient to the Raven Queen. I'd give this monster like a 14 out of 20. And as a closing note, please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment. I love getting comments, and like as well if you want to. Okay, thank you. Bye.